We're a top 20 US public accounting firm. We're the first large public accounting firm to accept private equity backing. So we made that partnership back in 2021. And with that capital investment, we've been on a very aggressive mergers and acquisitions track. So we've grown very, very quickly. Particularly our advisory department is more than 50% comprised of merger and acquisition firms. Before we implemented Runn, we lacked all visibility into who was available and how the department could better function and better deploy consultants on projects. So it was a lot of old Excel spreadsheets, a lot of people scheduling in silos. We needed a tool that could show us both from the people dimension and the project dimension what was happening at any given time. So Runn had both of those dimensions, so that was a critical component for us. The other feature that really stood out that was going to be important is it has the charts where you can kind of turn on and project the forecasted utilization. And so really at a glance, you could tell when a team was going to hit a workforce cliff. And that was important information for us to be able to project. Making sure that all of our contracted value and revenue is in Runn. And that's going to allow us to really focus on pipeline, right? So as we are winning projects, as we have opportunities that are approaching being closed, we can begin to schedule. And so we've started to use a lot more of those tentative features, scheduling projects that we have a lot of assurance around winning. And that way, once that client signs the contract, we're ready to deploy because we've already sort of modeled out the workforce plan within Runn. And so what this does is it kind of takes our scheduling tool and it elevates it. It's not just a scheduling tool anymore. We're on the same page now with our finance team, with our strategic growth team, with our executive leadership team. We're now using Runn data and Runn forecasts, and we're presenting that on a monthly basis to firm executive leadership. And so being able to kind of pull that all together in one view, not just the people piece, but also the finance piece has been huge. It's been able to really take us to another level and make us more sophisticated as an organization. There's many things that are going to impact how we increase utilization. The level of maturity of our organization as well, being kind of in year 2 and unifying the practice was critical. But Runn was a big piece of it. If you look at the time from when we began implementation of Runn to when we finished and be able to have people sort of actively on hypercare and Runn, over that time period we had a 3.1% increase in utilization. So they have a tool called the RMI calculator, right? And you put in a couple of inputs, what was the increase in utilization, what's your average bill rate, how large is your organization, and what's your average cost per person. And so I kind of took a step back after we were on hypercare and said, what would that, if we had to quantify sort of the value of this increase in utilization, what would that look like? And with those components, 3.1% increase, we've got about a 475 person organization from a client service perspective, about a $7.6 million value in utilization savings alone. We've been very proud to achieve about 90% forecasting accuracy. It used to take us a lot longer to be able to pull this information together and make sense of it in a way that was actionable. And now we're able to respond more quickly, to be more agile, and be really innovative in how we're approaching the scheduling. So huge difference maker and time saver from my perspective.